Beau is Afraid is the third feature from writer and director Ari Aster, director of Hereditary and Midsummer. Following the sudden death of his mother, a mild-mannered but anxiety-ridden man confronts fears as he embarks on an epic odyssey back home. Beau is Afraid is one of my most anticipated films of 2023. I have been so impressed with what Ari Aster has already made, and from his storytelling in horror, he has always made my anxiety go through the roof. Just like his two previous films both did a great job at doing. With his latest film, which is not just classed as a horror and has its comedy moments, I still had moments where I felt like my anxiety went through the roof, and honestly, I had a blast with this 2 hour and 59-minute film. I absolutely loved the acting in this film. Joaquin Phoenix, who is one of my favourite actors, crushed it as the main character Beau, playing as an individual who seems like a pretty innocent and average guy, but from what he sees and thinks, he has many flaws. He suffers a lot of anxiety with a variety of personal reasons. For example, Beau is a germaphobe, and I had similar feels from the character Eddie Kaspbrak from Stephen King's It. Now when the film gets manic, we do see Beau getting threatened and chased and other unexpected moments that happen. They do land very well from a terrifying and hilarious point of view, but it works for us as the audience to see the full and honest perspective of Beau of what he's going through in his life. Going back to the acting, I thought the supporting cast also crushed the performances, especially Amy Ryan and Nathan Lane as a couple who bump into Beau unexpectedly and take him into their care. I was very interested in their characters and the personal conflict that they were facing, and it's kind of similar to what Beau is going through. Regarding more technical aspects, I thought the film was very well shot. I thought the editing was absolutely fantastic. It worked for a tone and pacing level. The makeup was also very good, especially when we see a much older version of Beau. In the trailer, we see this animation segment surrounding Beau, and from the use of detail and emotion, I thought it was visually captured well. From my interpretation, it shows this dreamy and fantasy life about Beau, making him wish that this is the life that he wished of dreaming to have. From other reviewers' experience, a lot of people felt that it was a bit irrelevant to the main plot of the film. I can understand that, but I also felt like it was a nice and calming breathing space for Beau to experience and just to have a bit of a break from the nightmare reality he is living. I did feel though the pacing of Beau is Afraid does drag on a little bit from that segment, but for the most part, it does work very well to getting to know and understand who the character of Beau is. Now, without giving too much away from my experience of what the themes are about, there are on-the-nose themes about anxiety and paranoia for sure. In addition to the more in-depth topics, I do think that Beau is Afraid is a film about self-responsibility, guilt, manipulation, selfishness, satisfaction and perfection. And with all that being about the mind, journey and life of Beau, it's a film about his mummy issues. From Ari Aster's fantastic writing and directing, it is a film on the one hand, he knows a lot about the themes from his knowledge and research, and maybe or not like Midsummer, there is something personal going on, as he apparently said in many interviews that he made this film for himself. In the end though, I thought Beau is Afraid was a pretty great film. I think visually and technically there is a lot to appreciate and discuss. Story-wise, I thought it was interesting and memorable. It is very challenging and it's not straightforward, and I definitely think that this is not going to be everyone's cup of tea. And I do think this will be Ari Aster's most divisive film, like his previous two films were. Based on a Letterboxd rating, I'm going to give Beau is Afraid a 5-star out of 5. Thank you so much for watching, and look out for more videos coming your way.